You mentioned GM Miller, Stephen. Justice Haynes, of course, has taken his skills to Michigan. Big season for GM Miller coming up in that Alabama running back room.
I mean, he's got a chance, Mark, to put together a first-round NFL draft stock kind of season, right? But because of the time on task that he's had, because of his ability to not just run the football, but catch the ball cleanly out the backfield, make plays in the receiving aspect, but also a very good pass blocker. He can take on blitzes. We saw this quite a bit last season, especially in the Georgia game, Mark, where he took on oncoming blitzers in the game against the Bulldogs, giving Jalen Milroe time, but not just throw the football, but also if Jalen Milroe kept the ball on the zone read and there was an oncoming defender, Jam Miller stuck his nose in there, took on that block, and got that defender out of the way. He is a versatile back. He does it all for you. So Jam Miller is loaded up for a huge season. But then behind him, you look at Richard Young, a former five-star that came in that 2023 class, much like Justice Haynes did. Richard Young from Florida. Here's a chance for Young. He's been banged up a bit so far in his career, but when healthy, he is a bruising back. Power, big power, force. He's got speed, not the breakaway kind of speed, but speed enough to where it makes you take notice of him. When you look at Daniel Hill and Kevin Riley, guys that have had a little bit of time here in the system. Then you bring in the Washington kid from the Raging Cajuns. He's kind of got that pinball type ability, bowling ball type ability as a running back there. And it's going to be interesting to see how he fits in that room, possibly, potentially, as the number 3 back. And then you have freshman A.K. Deer from Mississippi that brings a gear to him. So you've got 6 guys in this running back room. And it's going to be fun to see who separates themselves as backs number 3 through 6. Because 1 and 2, I feel like it's going to be Jam Miller, Richard Young. That third back, it's going to be fun to watch the competition this spring.
Absolutely. Do you think the backs in the Kalen DeBoer offense, and now with Ryan Grubb reuniting with DeBoer, have any different roles or responsibilities than they may have had in the past?
I think so. I mean, I think it's going to be more so receiving aspect as well. But Ryan Grubb is going to run the football. I know people look at it and they're scared about, well, what took place with him his 1 year in the NFL with the Seattle Seahawks. People take that year and move that to the side. We all know pro football is a whole different monster. When you talk about you're dealing with owners, you're dealing with general managers, you're dealing with so much other things. When you look at the National Football League versus in college, when Grubb and DeBoer have been together, they've popped out either 1,000-yard rushers. When you look at Dylan Johnson at Washington 2023, he was an 1,100-yard back. When you look at their time together at Fresno State, Grubb and DeBoer popped out 2 700-plus yard backs. And even during their time together at Sioux Falls, they've popped out productive guys in the rush and attack. So these two, it's going to be, yes, they're going to want to involve the guys in the passing game, absolutely, but there will be a balance. These guys will be able to run the football. And on top of that, when you have a quarterback that maybe not be as keen as Jalen Milroe was in that zone read attack, they're going to be handing the ball off to the running back more. Not saying that Keelan Russell, Ty Simpson, Austin Mack don't have athleticism, which they do, but Jalen Milroe is more so prone on keeping the ball in the zone read versus these other 3 guys. They're going to be more so prone to letting that running back handle that business.
We are gearing up for Alabama spring practice, as we always do, with Stephen M. Smith. You can catch him on the Bama Standard. He co-hosts on Tuesdays at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, folks, every Tuesday right here on YouTube. Stephen also on the football staff there at Pell City High School, does their social media as well.